Howdy, beautiful Bart here, and welcome. Okay, this is a very simple, quick tutorial on adding collision to a custom mesh or a mesh that you've received that does not have proper collisions to the actual object. Actually, what I'll do here is I will create a new level, VR Basic. Don't save on that one. We're at a blank project. Go here and here, delete all this stuff. And what I want to do is I will use the add feature content pack starter content, and I'm going to make a set of stairs. It's a very simple thing that I used quite a bit whenever I'm making my own custom stairs or whatever. And I'll create a BSP geometry set of stairs that are a floating stair so that it looks decent, and I can create my own custom stairs. Whatever. So I'll just make that. It won't take but just a moment to load the starter content and then to actually create my own custom mesh. So with this added in, what I'll do is I'll go like I always do here, create a new folder, and proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. 7 P's. So we'll go into our assets folder, and I'm not worried about making any subfolders because, well, actually I'll do it anyway. This will be mesh. I'll have a new mesh folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a set of floating stairs that will connect from the ground up to here. Okay, very simple. Go to our geometry, go to linear stairs. Doesn't matter how we face them for right now and where we place them. The width of 200 is just fine. It's normal. What I want to do is increase the number of steps to get me up to there. And that's going to be close enough. I'm not going to sit here and make a full detailed set of stairs. Make them look nice, but I don't want to make this tutorial about making stairs. However, you will see how I do it, so you can make your own this way. So we have the stairs, and they're wonderful. It is a mesh, and let's go ahead and add features. Make sure we have a character. Add third person. So now I can go over here to my world settings, third person game mode, and so now if I hit play, I can walk around and interact with my stairs. They work. But I want to make them nicer. So instead, let's take a look at them. And again, create folder, map, stuff, so we can get organized. Put everything in here except for my stair brush. Drop it into the folder and minimize the folder. Okay, so we know that we have this step set up. It's 28 stairs, but I'm going to delete it. Now that we have materials to work with, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make my stairs out of chrome. Or we could do yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to do it out of polished marble. Why not, right? So now that I have selected the material, I drag my stairs in here, and we want to change the number of steps to 28. That will get me the height that I need. We're going to leave everything else the same. Now what I'll do is Control C and Control V to make a second set of stairs. I'm going to zoom in so I can look at them, and I'm going to move this first set of stairs so that they line up like that. And I'm going to change it from additive to subtractive. And what that has done is made me a set of invisible stairs, and I need to reduce my number of stairs by 1, so it'll be 27. So now I have a set of really cool stairs, right? If you want to go ahead and add handrails and cool stuff to them. So yeah, this has got to be a thing, right? Well, let's go ahead. It won't take but just a moment. You can use basic. I'm going to use BSP geometry simply because you don't want to mix BSPs with static meshes. They don't like each other. In fact, I'm not going to do anything else to it. I'm just going to leave this as a floating set of stairs. Keep this as a quick basic tutorial. Now that I've got these two together, you can see if I go back in here to play, I could walk underneath. That's great. Could walk up, and that's great. They work. I don't see anything but one set of stairs. However, it is two actual pieces. I want to combine them together. So I will grab both of them. I will scroll down, and under my brush settings, I'm going to click right here, and I want to create static mesh, and I'm going to go to my mesh folder, and I'm going to call this floating stairs, but we need to preface it with SM for static mesh. So static mesh for floating stairs. Create static mesh. It automatically replaces what's in my map with the new static mesh when I combine it this way, but as you can see, there's no collision. What in the hell? How can I use my stairs now? They just broke. Well, here, go to your folder where you saved it to. Go into your mesh. And we haven't saved it yet, so we'll save it. Okay, there we're good. To add a new collision, the best way to do it is actually come up here, go to collision. You can add a sphere, capsule, or box. We're just going to do a box. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and save this now. What did that do for us? Well, now we have a collision, but it's not going to let us get in there. So if we go back to it, select that collision itself. Use your transform tools. Now, I want to uncheck my snapping on scale so I can scale it to be relatively thin here. Now, once I've done that, I can actually use my rotation. And see, it's not going to line up perfectly, so uncheck here. Unless you want to do it by 5. So if we do it by 5 degrees and left it there, we want to get a 45 degree, and it's, you know, just not going to be perfect. That's why I go ahead and just uncheck snapping and just kind of eyeball it, line it up so that it's more or less right in the middle of the stairs. And we will have to stretch it out just a little bit farther, and that should give us our collision. It's a slope. Now, there's a way of cheating, and you can actually come in here and change your collision complexity and use complex collision as simple, and I've done that a bunch of times, but it's not the right way to do it. So let's save it now and see what happens. Come over here, and now we can walk up our stairs. We get to the end, we fall off. So it has added a collision that doesn't stop us from going underneath it still, and we can now walk up and down. You can add as many of those as you want. So if you're creating something, let's say, let's make another quick custom collision. We'll add a box in. Something that I've used quite a few times, I make like shipping containers. So if you're making a map where you want a post-apocalyptic feel, like you're near a dock or whatever, and you want a nice, cool shipping container. So we'll come over here. We're going to make it 400 in the X. It's going to be a little bit big. It's not going to be to scale, but it'll be enough to get you the point. And then our Y-axis, let's make it 600. Yeah, why not? Let's make it 1,000. And our Z height, let's make it 300. Now, anytime you have your Z height here of 300, you want this to be half. As long as your floor is at 0. So what we have is a box. So to make this a shipping container, then we need to hollow out the interior of it. So if we grab this and we'll get it from here. Control C, Control V, and then take this dimensions and we'll make this 280. We'll make this 980, and we want to make this 380. Then we'll slide it over to one edge, change it to subtractive. If we hit play, oh, I hate that mouse cursor thing. We now have this. It is a good enough version of a shipping container, but if you want to put massive ones, massive amounts of them, we'll go ahead and grab both of them, and we'll do like we did before. Create static mesh. Go to our folder, mesh, and we'll do SM underscore, so that we do static mesh container and create mesh. Now, I didn't put materials on here. So, oh no, I forgot. Well, there's a way to kind of fix that. Is I can select one face, select, and select all adjacent surfaces. Find a material that I want, and I'm not going to preload a material, so I'm just going to use whatever's here. And I will use concrete tiles, and then click the arrow. And it's going to do that for all the outside faces without stretching or skewing them. But now we want the inside. So now we end up getting on box 2. Click on one of the faces, select all adjacent surfaces, and we already have it selected, so we do that again. So now we have it. You can actually, if you need to, like, oh, well, this one's not lining up, you can click on that face and you can align it or whatever, but that's using these pins down here. That's not what we're into right now. So grab both of these. We have our material on them, and we're going to go ahead and create static mesh. Go to our mesh folder, and again, SM underscore container. Let's see. I saved the last one for some reason, so let's delete that one. No problem. So now let's go back again. Create static mesh. Mesh. SM underscore container. Create. So again, if we go in and try to play now, we have no collisions anywhere. See, our feet sink on the floor, we go right through the walls, and we'll go right through the ceiling. So that are not what we want. So now we can take and go into our container. And again, if we just added a collision, box collision, it's going to make it for the outside dimensions. That's not what we want. So we need to click on our collision. And again, we have snapping turned off except for on this, which is fine. Let's grab this, shrink it down to about like that. Control C, Control V. I don't know if that's going to work or not. It probably won't. But we can now drag this up. And I'll uncheck snapping here. So I can actually drag this down, and it's going to give us our top. Control C, Control V is not going to work, but whatever. We can now just do the same thing. Add another box collision. And then do the same thing. Shrink it down. Move it down. You can fiddle with it and try to get it a little bit smaller if you want to. But you're going to definitely want to... I would try to get it as close as possible to the actual width. If you know that you can't shrink it down anymore, then just do what you got to do. Yeah, I don't know why it won't let me snap any better than that, but that will have to do. And then drag it down, and that's made our floor. There we go. And I'm going to do a quick save so we can take a look at it now. We've made the changes. We haven't done the side, but we have made the top. So if I grab our unit here and raise it up, hit play, we have a collision. We have a collision on the roof, and we have a collision on the floor. So now all we have to do is just go back in here to that and close it, and add in 2 more collisions. So we add in another box collision, and we'll do the same thing. We'll do our scale, and shit, and fall back in it. And there we go. Lovely. So we'll grab that and move that to our sidewall, and just have to do it one more time. Add a collision, box collision, shrink it, lovely, and then move it in place. Now we've got one more that we're gonna have to do, because one thing we didn't check. We'll save it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so we have sidewalls, floor, ceiling, everything is great except for, oh, we forgot one right here. So we just need to do that for our back wall, and if we click off everything, do collision, add box collision, and then, guessed it, shrink it down. That's going to be good enough. And move it into position. Now we hit save, and we can close it because we are done. We have just created our own custom mesh with custom collisions. See, nice and easy. Alright, so that's what I wanted to show for this short tutorial, is how to create own custom meshes like stairs, floating stairs, and to be able to create your own custom collision to work with it, so that you don't have to cheat and use like something that's going to cause any problems down the line for people who have potato computers that can't run good stuff. So this gives you a way of setting up custom collisions for your custom BSP geometries you've made into static meshes. I hope this helps you out a little bit, and will let you get creating and making your own cool custom stuff. And once you've created these meshes, you can put them wherever you want to. The reason why I used BSP geometries is because when you're using BSP geometries and you're laying out something, you have better control over the material and how it's applied. I've got other videos on dealing with this stuff, and wanted this to be a good update for showing you how to fix the collision issues. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you soon.